Hey, how's it going?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode. Oh my gosh, this is going to be really interesting. I'm so excited. Hopefully everybody's pogging out of their minds, guys. It's the Level Up Live Show for August 29, 2022. It's me, your host, Marco Dos Santos, also known as the Mechanic Critic, and with me is the ever-amazing, ever-wonderful, ever-president of Level 99 Games himself.
That's me, Brad Talden. So I have a real talk question for you, Marco.
What's up?
Was I supposed to be muted right then? Did I just jump the gun and start early?
It's called initiative, Brad, and I really appreciate that you have it. You know, in the industry, we call this having a lot of chutzpah, a lot of je ne sais quoi. I like the cut of your jib, you know?
I see. I think I have to say I appreciate that you're turning this into a positive. I love the spin of your Beyblade.
The spin of... Honestly, Brad, I want a tabletop RPG where the stats are your chutzpah, the cut of your jib, a certain je ne sais quoi, and the spin of your Beyblade. Like, the best stats of all known man, you know? That sounds like a very powered by the apocalypse module out here. So, welcome to Level Up Live, everyone. I'm really excited to have all of you here. Actually, we are live right now on YouTube as well as our stage on Discord. So I'll be reading the comments and the chats for both of them. But Brad, what's this all about? Do you know?
I do know. But maybe as the is showrunner the right term? Like this is really your production, Marco. But it's a little bit more than the typical Q&A. But I think I'll let you give the outline and walk us through it.
Let's call back to some of the things we used to do on the old podcast. Level Up Live's a little bit like we took the old podcasts and we took the new Q&As and then we fused them together like Goku and Vegeta in Dragon Ball, and now we have this, right? It's the Q&As.
We only do it once a month, like the original manga, not every week like the TV show.
Right, correct. So
we're ahead more.
We're trying to be a little bit more selective with when we do these, but it'll be a cooler thing when we do. And unlike the old Q&As, these will be up for posterity on YouTube. So if you ever need to see them or watch them or listen to them again, if there was a cool moment you had and want to revisit it, then you have the chance to do so. So Brad, we have a really cool show for you and the guests tonight. We will be catching up. That's what we're doing right now. Then we'll move into the updates portion where we talk about all things level 99 games and or otherwise. Then we'll have a short mid-show break followed by a Q&A segment, and finally we'll end the show. And if some people want to play games, you're free to stay. And, we can play BattleCon, Millennium Blades, Exceed, whatever you want. It's going to be awesome. So Brad,
okay.
It's been centuries. How are you, man? I haven't had you on a show in a hot minute.
It does seem like it's been a while, and I have to say that I really missed your energy in the Q&As when I was just doing those solo. So it's good to have my old co-host back, and it feels quite nostalgic.
Yeah, nostalgia's real, Brad.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, thanks for getting up early for us, Marco. I know it's really early over there.
It's okay.
Which one?
I love all of you so much that every waking second of my life is dedicated to pogging out of our gourds. You know what I mean, Brad?
Yeah, I am.
I love Absolutely. How you just agreed.
That's just you.
That's just me? Oh, thank goodness.
This is you. I try to take the more chill approach, and
we balance our energies.
I'm into it. I'm here in the moment, where we are.
But
of having gotten here, I wanted to thank everybody else behind the scenes who's helped out with the new show. Crystal, who helped us plan and set this up. And Jessica, who did the graphics and visuals for the presentation on our YouTube channel, and to you for helping put this together. And have anybody else? Have I missed anyone, Marco, that participated?
Yeah, I wanna give a big shout out to Free Music, who's providing the background music on YouTube. So if you're liking the tracks, look at Free Music's YouTube channel, and you can chill out to that. You won't hear it on the Discord, unfortunately. I don't think there's a way for me to broadcast audio that's not from my mic. So unfortunate for you Discord listeners. But it's okay. We're all here. We're all having a great time. Brad, I'm so happy that you're here. I've truly missed you. I've truly missed having your calm, big Brad energy,
Okay, sure. Yeah. Well, I think it's really good, and it's neat that we do have two chats. So if you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this on Discord with us, you can leave comments. You can actually talk with us live while we're doing this show. So it's going to be a little bit different than just a podcast. It is also going to be a live show where we take questions and answer your questions. And also, we have some announcements. Do we do announcements in the first segment, or do we want to do announcements up here at the beginning?
You know what? Let's let chat decide. Do you want us to chill out a little bit, talk a little bit more, and then announce sometime later in the show, or do you want to hear the announcements now? Also, YouTube chat is saying that they're quite surprised that they didn't know I was so energetic. Well.
Oh. Yeah, Marco brings the energy because I've already been at this all day, so
right.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing announcements from YouTube chat. Discord chat is saying announcements with an N-O-W in it. I think they want to hear it now, Brad.
Announcements. Okay, now. Well, we'll talk about some announcements now. So, the big one that we have is our Discord Boost initiative that's ongoing right now. So, and we actually posted this up on the 1199 Games store. So if you go to community and there's this page for Discord boosting, should I post this in the announcements or the stage chat?
Post it in announcements.
Okay, I'll post it in announcements, and
I'll post it on YouTube as well.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so. All right. So I posted it here in the announcements, and you can boost our Discord. We want to get our Discord level up, and so if you boost our Discord, we'll give you a coupon in our shop. So we give you a discount basically equal to the boost in our online store, and we'll give you a special role here on the server that's shiny. And
yeah, it has an emoji in the role. You know that makes it awesome, right?
Yeah. So that's that. And so for those who may not know, so what Discord boosting is you pay a bit of money to Discord and support your favorite servers, and then those servers get additional what's the word?
Benefits, right? We get cool animated banners, we get cool emojis, we get a little cute symbol that's like the boost diamond next to our server. It's just kind of like, you scratch our back, we scratch yours, right?
It's a way to contribute to the whole community. A lot of folks in here are joining to play games, to be part of the community, to play digital games, either on TTS or other platforms here. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to keep the community going, and having some of these extra tools at our disposal will be really helpful, and hopefully also make the community feel more involved and kind of I would say elevate the experience for everybody around. So
right.
If you want to basically buy donuts for the entire Discord community, you can participate in this Discord Boost program, and then you get your donut money back in the form of games. It's like trading donuts for games, except everybody gets donuts and you get games. And if you were going to get games anyway, then this is a great way to do it.
This is like the GameStop of games and Discord servers, except our store credit is actually almost 100% of what you put in. Man,
I think it is. I think a boost actually is not $10.
Right, it's a little
less.
It's a little less than that. Yes.
Yeah.
So we're here. We're pogging for you. So please pog for us. Truly, Brad, what I've actually missed is the amount of terribly made similes and metaphors that we make when we're together. And truly,
you said we, but I'm pretty sure it was only you the whole time.
What do you mean? I am just like the Picasso of metaphors. None of it makes sense, and if you think about it real hard, it becomes cubes. Okay?
Huh. Sure. Yeah, that sounds totally accurate to me.
See, Brad agrees, and Brad is the president. Therefore, I'm correct.
The Picasso of metaphors. I like it. I like it.
Ty, welcome. What you missed in the first 10 minutes is absolute pogging, as well as just us announcing some stuff for the Discord, specifically our Discord level booster program, which you can read the details on in the announcement tab on the Discord.
Yeah.
If you're on YouTube, I posted the link to it as well.
So we have one more announcement, and I don't know if this is. I don't really know how close we are to this, and maybe Crystal will chime in and tell us. But we are going to be doing our annual survey again. Last year, I guess it's biannual at this point because we, or is that semi-annual? We skipped last year. We didn't do one
Every
last
2 years survey.
Yeah, is that biannual or is that semi-annual?
You know,
I think
here's
it's
the
biannual.
thing. English is dumb because biannual or bi-weekly both mean every 2 weeks or twice every week. Those are both correct
but
interpretations.
The point is that it's annual, but we missed last year, which was the second year. So suddenly it's biannual. But anyway, we're gonna have a survey soon. It's gonna ask you all sorts of incisive personal questions that you can totally skip. If you get to the end of it all, you get a coupon for our online store, and we get a lot of good feedback on the criteria we can use to design our games and our Kickstarters and our programs for next year. So this is really what we want to learn more about you. We want to put characters in our upcoming games that
Are relatable.
that are a reflection of the people playing them. And so for this reason, we really want to get an understanding of who's playing the games and what kind of content and characters they're interested in, and what kind of features and components they're interested in. So tell us about you, help us to get to know you a bit better, and again, get some games in the process. So if you're going to get games anyway, you can answer a few questions for us and get games cheaper. And it'll also help us out to make better games in the future. So
Yeah.
thanks in advance for participating.
Brad, you know why I love our community so much?
Why is that, Marco?
Because we just announced the boost right now, and we already have 2. We're pogging, bro!
We're almost to level 2 or level 1, right?
Yeah, I can't wait until we get to level 99 on Discord.
Is that even a thing? I thought
No.
they capped it at 3. I think
No,
it's
no,
level,
no,
level 3 is the Discord cap.
It's not a thing. We are at
Oh,
level 1. Truly the one that was missing from our 100. Thank you all so much. Sir Reasoner
thank
on
y'all, thank y'all.
YouTube says, Marco's just one of those senseis whose riddles are just made to make you think. Truly, the graduate must work to gain experience, but must have experience to get work.
What is that?
That's a riddle. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Okay, Brad, I think we've talked and announced long enough. Let's get into the meat of this thing. Let's talk about some updates for level 99 games
Okay.
and all things otherwise. Brad, we have a few projects on
wait.
our docket.
Before
What?
we
Oh,
go on, do I have a definitive answer on that survey? Is that happening now, or is that
by
happening
this week, Crystal says.
by the end of this week? Okay, so in our monthly newsletter, you'll be able to see the survey link. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, great. So look out for that soon. So let's talk project updates.
Yeah, let's talk project updates. Yes, Brad.
Project updates.
I'm so excited. Okay, so this format's gonna be really similar to some of the project updates before. I'm gonna be asking Brad about some certain projects, and he's gonna be giving me some answers. Are you okay with that, Brad?
Yeah, I am. Although I'm looking at the list of projects that we have here, and I think we need to curate a little bit, but I can't edit the list. So I'll just insert additional updates in between the ones that are on your list.
Oh, wait. We can fix this. See, this is what I love about live shows, Brad, is that my flexibility is truly
The
tested.
bleeding edges.
Yeah, my flexibility is truly tested. Nope, wrong link. See, I'm already pogging, man. I'm already pogging. Copy link to this link. Yeah. See, Brad? I've given you a link. You can edit that.
Okay, great. Cool. Well, then I will...
Build more supply depots. Will you judge me if I relate
Yeah.
to Schecter? A little bit. But, you know, Schecter's a character where, you know, she's racked with some unfortunate luck, and her innate goodness tries to prevail over that luck, or bad luck. So I think we all can relate to Schecter in one way, shape, or form. So, Brad, let me ask you some projects here. Let's start with number one.
Let's talk updates.
Yeah, let's start with number one. Brad, Sakura Arms, dueling under falling cherry blossoms. Where are my goddesses at, yo?
Yeah, well, we've pretty much shipped out the whole project around the world. I think there may be a few things that are still outstanding, but generally the project is complete. The shipping is done. It's shipped out, and I think last month on Kickstarter we announced that the project was officially complete. That we had. Does that sound right to you, Mirko?
Yeah, that sounds right to me. Some stragglers might still be here and there because, you know, specific shipments may have gotten lost or whatever. At this point, I believe you should just be contacting support if you still haven't gotten your games, right?
Yeah, if you're missing anything at this point, because our August 2nd update, which is the end of July update, was that we had finished fulfillment, and that like everybody had finished receiving, or not finished, but at least shipped out all their games, even in Canada. So that was done. We usually ask for about 2 weeks before you start saying, "Hey, where's my package?" So that 2 weeks will have passed by now. And if you still haven't received a package or a tracking number, now's the time to reach out. So definitely contact us. Bullet Star also shipped out at the same time. So if you were waiting on Bullet Star, then those two projects actually ended up kind of coming together on the same boat and going out together. So all that stuff should be in your hands by now. Also recently, I believe, and I'm gonna double check on my end.
Okay.
But I believe now get the wall scroll and the big desk mat from the Kickstarter on our web store, and I have to double check that to be 100% sure. But if those aren't, then they should be available fairly soon.
Oh,
so
that's
if you
awesome.
missed out, yeah, the promo pack and the desk mat are available. So the promo Vigor cards and the Sakura Arms desk mat, those, if you missed them, you can get those on our web store. The wall scroll is not there. I think it's because we had some difficulty shipping it. Actually, this is a funny story.
Massive, right? Like I think it's underestimated how big this wall scroll is, because I thought it was gonna be like a piece of A4 paper, but no, I was terribly wrong.
Yeah, this wall scroll is not a joke. Like every fulfillment center, these are professional fulfillment centers, right? Had to specially source boxes in order to ship this wall scroll. So really, really crazy how big that thing was. But yeah, so that one's not available right now. We'll look at getting it available in the near future,
Awesome.
if we can.
All right. Hey YouTube, hey
but yeah.
Discord.
Oh,
sorry, people are coming in. I'm just saying hi to them. Hi. Just to prove that we're not pre-recorded. Hello, people coming in. Hi. Sorry. Okay, Brad. Sakura Arms, that's cool. I'm really happy that we're finally got the games to the people who want to play it. I'm happy that I finally get to play my girl Utsuro. 10 out of 10. Wood Ashes again. All right, Brad, how about Bullet? Where's my bullet?
Yeah. So Bullet Star, again, came on the same boat as Sakura Arms. Should be shipped out throughout the world at this point. So if you have not received your pre-order of Bullet Star or Bullet Heart, definitely get in touch with us so that we can correct those, so we can get you out those games. But yeah, the project is complete. Bullet Star has wrapped up and is all done. So yeah, and actually, it's doing quite well at retail. We've now released it into retail, and we are in the process of coordinating a reprint of Bullet Star and Bullet Orange, as well as some promotional characters, which we're going to already have printed in time for
Whoa.
Black Friday.
Are you just gonna shadow announce that we have promotional
Yeah,
characters?
I guess I just shadow announced the Bullet promo characters, didn't I?
Oh my gosh, Brad!
You heard it here first, folks.
All right, so you heard it here first, everybody. Do you want me to spoil a little bit about it, Brad? I'll give people a one-word hint.
Yeah, why don't you? Well, there's two of them. There's two of them.
Well, there's one word that hints both of them anyway.
Is it? Okay. I guess tell me this one word hint, because now I'm curious.
That's it.
Okay. Well, yeah. So we'll have one of those that is available on Black Friday. So we'll be doing a special launch for that, and we'll have limited quantity. But it's a pretty large limited quantity, so I think everyone who wants one will be able to get one. But definitely show up and get one then. And we've got another one later on in the year around holiday time, like around December, Christmas time, and that's going to be a charity promo that we're going to do. And this is one of the coolest characters we've done. I have to say, like, you build your own patterns by combining clear cards together. So this character who has like almost styles and bases and builds.
I was about to say, this is a Bullet character that plays BattleCon.
Yeah. So both of those two characters are going to be out by the end of the year. And you can look out for our newsletter to learn more about them when they're coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, Brad, I didn't believe we were going to be shadow announcing some promos, but I guess here we are, right?
Yeah, well, the shadow announce is real.
The Shadow Council.
Aren't you glad you listened?
The Shadow Council is here, Brad. They're here to judge you and take Killer Bean for hostage. But, Brad, bullet aside, I'm so glad that we've gotten some announcements here and there, but choo-choo, all aboard the Imperial train. So, just a quick recap. Imperial is for the people who wanted Imperial Far Corners, but also for the people who wanted Grand Chronicle, as well as some of the errata packs for BattleCon and Millennium Blades, right? So, that's all
so this
kind
is a pretty big project. Yeah, we called it, I think our code name for Imperial was Project Ostrich, because it was pretty awkward with all of these extra things. Yeah.
Wow. Insulting ostriches, man. I'm an ostrich fan. How dare you?
You know, it's I like ostriches just fine, but it's kind of a funny looking bird. But anyway, all right, ostrich, Imperial Far Corners. So, Imperial Far Corners is actually shipping in some places already. Australia and Europe should be just about finished fulfilling or already completely fulfilled. Beyond that, we have UK has received their games and is starting fulfillment now. Some people in UK may have already received games. And then Asia has also received games and is starting fulfillment. USA, Canada, we're still looking at about 2 months out. We're getting things on a boat now. Because we're shipped together with Asmodee, in this case, sometimes things take a little bit longer, but it ends up being easier in the long run, because when we get to America and we do the overland transit part, that's often where we lose a lot of time ourselves. With Asmodee managing a larger shipment, having dedicated logistics, the overland tends to work out a bit better. So anyway, so yes, we're looking at about another 2 months from USA, Canada. Other places should be shipping now, and along with Imperial, we're shipping Grand Chronicle, we're shipping errata for BattleCon, Devastation, and Millennium Blades. We're shipping the Himmel 9 bonus character for BattleCon. We're shipping the Game of the Millennium bonus pack for Millennium Blades. We're shipping. Did I say the Grand Chronicle art book yet?
Yes. Grand Chronicle art book, is that different from the Grand Chronicle? Also, clarification, Brad. It's not just Devastation errata. It's the errata for everything in V4, but only major
everything.
errata.
Okay.
Only major
Yeah,
errata, right? So this
Yeah.
would include stuff like changing Tannis' UA to be rules correct, or changing Trias's finisher to also be rules correct, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, things that might come up if you're playing, like a serious tournament.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Cool.
So speaking of tournaments, we're also working with Asmodee to get our BattleCon and Exceed tournament kits out to stores. So I don't know how long that's going to take, but we're trying to get those out to stores, and we're currently coordinating a new print run of both Millennium Blades and BattleCon Devastation, which will be going to retail. So we'll see for the past basically 2 years. Like when Devastation, the new Devastation, and when Millennium Blades came out, they basically sold out right away. And we've been looking for an opportunity to do a reprint, and we got Asmodee on board to do the reprint, distribute it around North America. So we're finally going to see those games back in stock, and with them, some renewed interest in organized play, hopefully. So we'll be sending out those kits so that stores and players can run events and give out prizes with those old kits that we printed right before the pandemic started. So, but yeah. Anyway, that was a bit of a mouthful, but yeah, Imperial.
Imperial, more like Winperial, because we're moving on. I'm sorry. Even I cringed a little bit. We're moving on, Brad. Season 6.
Yeah, I should
Night.
just leave.
You should don't leave. You're the only one who can answer these questions. No.
Okay.
No! Okay, so let's move on to Season 6 of Exceed, Under Night. I'm a real big fan of how edgy Under Night is, which is really cool to me. Favorite character, Gordo, because he's basically anime Gambit. But Brad, what's the project looking like? Where are my games?
So Under Night is finished up. We approved the factory first. We had like a very small delay with the acrylics. When we got our first proof of the acrylic standees, we had to send them back because the factory had like normalized the height of all the characters, so they were all like equal heights. And we said, no, like Waldstein really is 3 times bigger than everybody else. So we sent them back. They reprinted those correctly, and now everything is ready. We're actually loading it up. So we're getting those to our freight forwarders in different places. So, like usual, Australia, UK, EU, Asia. And then we're going to ship as well to the USA. Kind of the same story as Imperial, except we're like 1 month back from where Imperial was. We're getting all of those out, and then we're going to ship the games from fulfillment centers by the end of the year for sure. Probably in the next month or two for most people. But yeah, the new standees are looking really good. Like Waldstein really does take up like a third of your playmat. He's as big as the Tinker Tank from season 4.
As a standee, not just as a card, right? That's crazy.
Standee, the standee is gigantic. Yeah.
I feel
There's
attacked,
some
man.
Gordo's scythe is as big as Linne's entire body. Like, that's one of the fun things about Under Night is that the scale of the characters is so wild. They have such different profiles, and we wanted to make sure we represented that in the standees. So those are going great, and I'm really impressed with with the production of the new season.
Sorry, I saw Icebop just say, "In awe at the size of this lad." Honestly, yeah, we were when we saw the standees.
Yeah. Merkava's super tall, like all the, and it's got a good table. It's got a really cool table presence for that.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so that's season 6 Under Night in Birth Exceed. You can still pre-order the boxes on our online store. So if you haven't gotten into Exceed, this is a great place to start. It's a very accessible season. It's got some really cool kind of really cutthroat mechanics. It plays very fast.
Yep.
And yeah, so definitely a lot of fun. As much fun to play as it was to make, for sure.
Oh man, I'm so excited for everybody to try out Seth, because he's pretty cool too. But rambling about
course.
Season 6 and Exceed aside, I love Exceed, but sadly we have to keep moving on with the show, and now we're going to be talking about, speaking of Under Night, how about Dead by Daylight? Brad, how's Dead by Daylight?
I see that was, you haven't lost your awkward transitions in all these many years.
In fact, they've only gotten more awkward, Brad. You see, my
the
power
fun
only
wine,
grows.
they become more awkward with age.
Yes, truly, like fine cringe wine.
Cringe. Wow. Okay. Yep. We need to make that shirt that just says "the cringe is the crave."
The cringe is the
said for, like
crave.
3 years. Yeah, that's the shirt that you need. Anyway, okay. So Dead by Daylight. At the end of the project in April, we had a timeline that would put us, land us in August if everything went according to, no hiccups. If you've been watching the updates, there have been a few hiccups. Our sculpting specifically took significantly longer than anticipated for the killers. The killers in the Collector's Edition quite complex, so we spent a lot of time working on those, getting them right, going through approvals, etc. We have so there will be a bit of a delay on the shipping and production for the Collector's Edition. It's looking to be closer to end of the year, and I'm going to post a full update on the Kickstarter project that kind of details exactly what's going on. So I don't want to go too deep into the details here, because there's a more detailed post coming out on the Kickstarter tomorrow. But note that we are having some setbacks with the timeline, but that's what it takes. Like, we're not going to skip any step of proof approvals. If we see something that that's not right, we're going to send it back, because getting the game right is the most important thing.
What was it that that Nintendo guy said before? Was it Sakurai?
I think it was Miyamoto.
Oh, it was Miyamoto.
Said, a late game is only late for a little while, but a great game is great forever, or something to that effect.
Right. Exactly, something like that.
And I think this is the point, right? The game will be delayed for a few months, but the game will be a part of your collection for decades to come. Hopefully, it'll be a treasure for the rest of your life.
There you go. There's the quote. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad. Thanks, Quixotic, for the quote.
I see. Okay, well that's a bit pessimistic, I suppose.
You see, here on the Level 99 game show, or the Level Up Live show, we're more positive over here. We're not level 99, not level 100 minus 1,
Yeah. Sure.
Are you okay,
Sorry,
Brad?
I'm watching R2-D2 tip over in the stage.
Dies from cringe? Brad, that's you.
Yeah.
This is you every time I speak. This is what I feel like your internal monologue is like every time I say a word or two.
But yeah, so that's the news and updates. And we'll keep you updated month by month here on this show now, as well as on our blogs, Kickstarter updates, and newsletter. So
just remember that unlike bad dates online, we will never ghost you. All right? We're here for you. We're here to keep you updated and posted. All right?
Sure, Marco.
Are you okay, Brad?
I just like online dating, we won't ghost you.
Yeah.
Unlike online dating, what?
All right, so reason we're here, Bullet expansion. We haven't talked about Bullet expansions. We've only Shadow released some promos. Shadow announced some promos, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about future projects, Brad. So we talked about what's happening in the past. But Brad, what about the future? See, Brad always tells me to look forward. So Brad, how are you looking forward? Where are we going? Who's driving this car? Why are there snakes on my plane?
It's me, but I didn't pack any snakes. They just, what's it? We're probably being hijacked by some mafia. Anyway, the snakes on this plane are coming in 2023. Actually, everything's still a secret. I can't say much, honestly. We are
Oh my gosh.
okay,
Chat
gosh,
is-
too many. I can't focus while all these gifs are showing up in the chat. I'm gonna tab away from the chat.
Right,
and
don't
not
worry.
look back.
I'll manage chat for you. But chat is brutal. Here in chat,
Yeah.
sorry, PM Avers or P Mavers says, unlike a bad TCG Kickstarter, we won't ghost you. Oh,
Ugh.
brutal.
Oh, yikes.
Yikes. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
Yeah.
Right, future
Well,
projects. Well,
okay, the future projects. We have a big licensed game that we're doing next year, in the early part of next year, and we have a new game from designer Trey Chambers that we're working on next year, and we have a bunch of reprints that we're doing next year. I mentioned those a little earlier on, and that's kind of like all that we've settled on right now. Not to say that that's like not a pretty heavy schedule. Like we're,
right. That's like
you
3
know,
games.
but yeah, like it takes a lot to put just that much together. But you've probably seen some preview art for the new game set in the World of Indians by Trey Chambers. If you've been watching the chats or running around.
Newsletters or stuff, right?
Yeah, we've spoiled a little bit of the art. Game is really cool. It's really coming along. We're quite excited for it.
Ooh.
And then, of course, for the licensed games, I can't really tell you anything until until we're ready to make the announcement. But we do have we will be making that announcement hopefully around the end of the year, because we're doing some early groundwork for that upcoming project. So I'm quite excited about it. It's well-known license. I'm sure it's something that many of our fans have asked for, something that many of our fans have probably expected.
They're gonna need a Da Vinci Code level intelligence to figure this one out, Brad.
So basically, it's super obvious the whole time. Right? So,
Maybe that's the answer all along. What if the
but
real
I can't say.
project was the friends we made along the way, Brad?
Perhaps. Anyway, I can't say too much about it at this point, but announcements will be forthcoming. So, yeah. So let's
Brad, let's take a
let's
short
call future updates there.
Let's call future updates there. But Brad, let's take a little break, okay? I can't just talk about work the entire time. Instead, let's do work during the podcast, during the live cast, Brad. So everybody, welcome to our mid-roll break. And instead of having sponsors, Brad and I are just gonna chill and play a game. So Brad, I have a new game for you. Are you ready? Because you're definitely gonna have to pull the weight here. You're the smart one. You're the designer, bro. I'm just here and I talk a lot.
I don't discount your contributions, Marco.
Oh, see, this is why I love Brad so much. You know, even if I slightly self-deprecate, Brad's like, "No, Marco, you're valued and you matter," and I'm like, "Thanks." You know, wholesome.
You do matter. You do matter.
Oh, chat. I hope you know that you all matter.
Yeah, thank y'all for being here with us. It's good. It's good to know there's somebody on the other line.
Sorry, somebody on YouTube just said, Carlos just said, "That's okay. Charisma is my dump stat."
Yeah.
Alright.
I think you've dumped plenty of points into it though.
Oh,
Don't
thank
worry.
you. All right, Brad. So, welcome to my new game called Design That Game. Chat, we're gonna give you 2 to 3 minutes to just dump words into the chat. Again, it can be genres, it can be titles, it can be whatever. And Brad and I will just randomly pick a few of them, maybe 3 to 5, and we'll try to make a board game out of that. So, time starts now. I'm gonna give everybody like 2 to 3 minutes to just put some words in chat and see what we will come up with. Brad, if you see some interesting words along the line, feel free to list them down yourself on a separate document or in your own chat or in your heart of hearts, in your mind of minds. But yeah, let's give chat some chance, some time to give us some words, some prompts for this game. Brad, you know, I'm really interested to see what we can come up with here, because back in the old livecast, we used to do a thing where we would make the Dark Souls version of something, and I always had fun doing that.
Yeah, I remember we reached that low floor, the depths of that creative dungeon of Dark Soulsify it.
Dark Souls.
Was that the name of the segment?
I think it was like the Dark Souls of or Dark Soulsify it or something along those
Dark
lines.
Souls of podcasts.
Dark Souls the podcast. This is the Dark Souls of podcasts. If you misspeak once, you die in real life. Chris just said, "Is this the Dali of game design?" No, because we're human. Unless the secret conspiracy is that all this time I was an AI. Okay, I just saw
happening? Is this real life? All right, but we shouldn't take too long, Marco.
All right, let's go.
I am on a tight time schedule today.
Sure, let's go. I'll pick up some words. Heist, nitrous, and fruit punch. All right, there we go. That's 3. You wanna add one of yours, Brad?
Okay, sure. I really liked cardless.
So a cardless heist. A cardless heist. Sorry.
Okay, I'm ready. I gotta write these down so I can hold them all at once. Okay, cardless,
Heist,
nitro,
nitrous,
heist. Oh, nitrous. Okay.
Yeah, nitrous, heist, fruit punch. What? Okay. I already have the idea, Brad.
So we have to turn these into a game?
Yeah, we have to turn it into just the pitch, just the concept, right?
A concept. Okay. Okay. Huh.
Okay, so obviously heist and nitrous give me the idea of a high-speed car chase, right? So
Sure.
So we're running away from a heist in our car. The nitrous, obviously, is fruit punch. We put fruit punch into the car, and that's what makes it go, right? So this is cardless. How would we do cardless? Because I'm thinking something like La Rouge. Is that how you pronounce that? Like the bicycle board game? Right?
I guess so. I haven't played that one.
Or how about the Fast and Furious board game? Like, imagine Fast and Furious board game without cards, but then we have, like, power-ups on the board that you can pick up.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Brad, help me here. I'm floundering.
What? Well, it's your pitch. I gotta make a pitch separately from you, don't I? I don't want to help you. You're my opponent.
Wait. No, we're working together. This is co-op.
Well, in that case, I think that taking the nitrous and automatically assuming a car chase is maybe taking the easy way out. Maybe
you're subverting me. I see.
Yeah, maybe we need to go somewhere else with the with the nitrous. Like what if let's see. Just thinking about
it's a Zachtronics-like puzzle game where you make nitrous oxides by distilling fruit punch. But how's that a heist?
You have to steal the fruit punch first.
All
right, you steal the fruit punch in order to fermented into nitrous. Cardless is the title, so it's like cardless. The fruit punch, the nitrous fruit punch heist.
Perfect.
That's the subtitle. Yeah,
The-
the title is actually has nothing to do with gameplay at all. So cardless is actually not relevant. It's the brand, right?
Well, it could
Like-
be the game is played using tiles, right? Like imagine
No, the game absolutely a card game.
it's a card
Because-
what?
Absolutely a card game, because otherwise, if you call a game cardless and then you don't put cards in it,
That's what they're expecting. You gotta zig when they
that's
zag.
obvious. That's so done, right? So you have to call it cardless, but then you have to have a lot of cards.
See?
The cards are the fruit punches that you can then
Distill.
that you can distill into nitrous, which you steal. You steal the cards which depict fruit punch,
Dude.
and transform them into nitrous,
How
which
awesome.
you sell on the black nitrous market.
Black Knight, Brad, this is a dexterity game now, okay? You and the opponent both have a hand of fruit punch cards, and part of the game is that some cards or some actions in the game force the opponent to look away from you so that you can heist the cards from them. Ooh.
I like it. I like it.
All right,
Yeah.
we've done it. We've done it. It's a dexterity. You heist your opponent's card game named Cardless, where the cards are fruit punches that you distill into nitrous oxide for your Zachtronics-like Tetramino Tetris board. You score based on that, like Feast for Odin.
Sure. Yeah, maybe it's not maybe it's not like NOS, like nitrous oxide. Maybe it's just nitrogen infused
Fruit punch.
punch. You know, like if you had the Pepsi Nitros or like Coke Nitro, it's like that, but it's with apple juice.
Perfect. Brad, we've done it. We've created the next. See, future projects. Let's add this to the list, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Chat, if you want this game to be made, tell us in the comments. I don't know. Pay with your dollars, friends. Vote with your dollars. But, Brad, now that we've taken that little break, a little design break for our little minds, let's move on over to the Q&A segment. I asked everybody on the Discord a while ago if they had some questions, so we're going to go through some of those, and if we have some extra time, we'll answer some live questions as well. Are you ready, Brad?
Okay. Let's move forward.
All right, let's move forward. Okay, so curious about Project Condor. I've been trying to buy Level 99 Games stuff, but some of them are out of print. Do we have any reprints coming along?
Yeah, so we had mentioned that reprints are coming for Battlecon Devastation and for Wanderers and for Millennium Blades, for the original Pixel Tactics, and for Pixel Tactics Legends. So if any of those are the game you're looking for, then yes. Oh, and Argent as well, Argent the Consortium. Reprints coming. So most of our top titles are going to be reprinted again in 2023.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So
We're
yeah.
yeah.
You
We're
go.
in this situation where okay, board games are expensive to print. Okay? And you print a board game and you sell that board game, you make about enough money to print 2 more copies of that board game. This is great. If it costs you nothing to design and deliver that game, but games have fixed costs, etc., etc. So, kind of in the past, it was really difficult for us to print anything without going to Kickstarter. Now that we do finally have our partnership with Asmodee and it's underway and it's moving along smoothly, Asmodee will tell us, we want X thousand copies of the game, and we're going to pay you for them upon receipt, which our old distribution agency didn't do.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
now, we can go off and we can order a new run of Millennium Blades, a new run of Battlecon Devastation, and a new run of Argent, and all those games together are quite expensive. But we know that Asmodee is covering it, and so we can they're definitely going to to buy these games.
Awesome.
So we're actually able to print without doing a bunch of reprint Kickstarters, the way we've had to for the past few years. So it's really nice.
Follow-up question, Brad. Is that Millennium Blades everything, or just Millennium Blades core box?
Just the core box right now. That's the only one that's. That's the one that's sold out. We are getting low on set rotation, but we think that we're going to combine a bunch of the mini expansions and maybe the cards that were in Collusion in order to make a couple new products for Millennium Blades. That way, because buying all the little individual mini expansions and chasing down those promos has been really tough. And of course, Collusion ended up being too big and won't be reprinted again in that format, in the original Kickstarter format. We'll probably just reprint the cards that were contained in Collusion.
Makes sense. The gameplay components, not the storage solution part, right?
Right, yeah, the gameplay components.
Cool. Let's move on, Brad. Somebody in chat, Doe, asked, what's the story behind Level 99 Games' card sleeves? I noticed they were made right around when FFGs, or Fantasy Flight Greys, were discontinued. Was it so that you could have some of your favorite sleeves back? P.S. I've bought thousands of sleeves from you. They're my favorite.
Aw. Well, I'm glad that they've made somebody's life a little better. Really, we saw sleeves as something that our fans were asking about. We always get the question like, does the box fit sleeves? Are you, do you have sleeves? Like, et cetera, et cetera. And we, we make games that have thousands of cards, and so I said, well, this is a good market. We can get the sleeves made. We can make them available a lot cheaper through Kickstarter because we're already shipping to these folks, and because the sleeves are, because we can produce them ourselves and we don't have to deal with the markup of a distributor. So it just seemed like a smart business decision, something that a lot of people were asking about. So it was a place where we could add a little bit of value without doing a whole lot of extra work. And so we found a good sleeve supplier. We tested a couple sleeves out, and and made them available. But it wasn't specifically based on any market condition, except that it was something that people were asking us about.
That's cool. Okay. So there's another question. How's Soccer Arms been in terms of sales? Are we planning to do more expansions or accessories for the game? I don't know if you can answer the sales question.
It's a little bit early to say. Like,
Yeah.
We're really just getting the first months of sales data now for Soccer Arms and distribution. So I can't really say too well. We're talking with Bucketfire about, kind of like right now about what Box 4 is going to look like, and when we'll have the content ready for it, and when it would make sense in kind of our schedule to place the fourth box. So talks are ongoing and planning is ongoing for that.
That's great. Wow. Well, Soccer Arms people, you're excited. Okay, let's I think we've reached a little bit on the... Okay, Quixotic has a really interesting question that I can answer. What are the challenges behind maintaining a community online considering you make physical games? Do you think the community would still be healthy without things like TTS and Sheets Play? I think it's because of the nature of the kinds of games we make. They're games with a lot of depth and strategy to them, right? Even some of the more simple looking games like Pixel Tactics, you could like make an entire like MTG-esque design article / like play pattern article just for that game. And let alone games like Exceed, Millennium Blades, and like Imperial, right? I think it's just the nature of the games we make that promote people to like talk about them, think about them. And I think with that, it becomes easy to have people who want to talk about those games, and giving them that space to be able to talk about them really helps move the community along. That being said, of course, online versions of the games make it really easy for people to get games with each other, and if people get to play the game more often, what happens, Brad?
Well, we hope that that people play the game more often, and people will share the game more often, and that What does happen, Marco?
Well, you know, people get to play the game more often, they think about it more, and they want to talk about it more. And where do they do that? Well, here on Discord or maybe on our YouTube comments section, you know, things like that. It's really fun talking with everybody about the community and all of the game strategies you guys think of. It's really great. So there are definitely some challenges, especially when your games are a bit niche and your player base is like separated into like 7 different time zones. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I think, yeah, like with online, we know that, you know, these are the kind of games that engender that sort of conversation and community and people getting involved. And I guess, you know, it's you need to have opponents for these games. We need to have a community. Otherwise, I think it would be, especially during the pandemic, it'd be extremely difficult for people to meet and learn about these games and try them out.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know what percentage of people who come here on the Discord and play online actually play in real life. And I don't know what percentage of people actually play in real life and come to the Discord. And just chat and don't play at all.
Yeah.
We really don't know much about those kind of things, and that's maybe that's something that we'll learn in our upcoming survey.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah. So
please answer
the
survey.
I think the real thing, yeah. Tell us in the survey.
Right.
Because we are curious to learn these things, and you know, we might find that we need to optimize the Discord a bit for the use that people actually have for it,
Right.
rather than what we imagine people are doing here.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's all like the way we handle a lot of things in Level 99 games is much like game development, right? We were very iterative about it. We don't mind changing things up a bit just to see if something new might be better. So there's some questions on YouTube, so I'll give the YouTube people a chance now. Are there any plans for reprinting the deluxe bullets for Bullet? It seems like we just ran out of stock and some people want some.
Oh yeah. We're reprinting those in alongside Star and Orange. So they are being reprinted. We're also offering a limited number to Asmodee, so they may show up in your local game store. Like, your local game store can order some for you. So that's an option, especially if you're you know, outside of North America. It might be more accessible to you that way, because Asmodee North America does trade to Asmodee Europe, and Asmodee Europe supplies most of the stores in Europe and UK.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you're in the USA, Canada, you can get them from us, or you can get them from your local store in Europe, you know, and Asia. Probably good to get them from your local store if possible. Actually, I don't know about Asia, but definitely in Europe and UK.
All right, cool. So I'll give a few more seconds for people to ask some questions on YouTube, since I've been answering a lot of the Discord ones. But Lord Abba here says something really interesting. I'm running a Bullet and Exceed event at Gamehole Con convention in Madison. WI, is that like Wyoming? Like, what does WI mean? Wisconsin?
Wisconsin, I believe.
Okay,
yeah.
Wisconsin. So Gamehole Con convention in Madison, Wisconsin. It will be at the end of October. So if anybody here is going to that convention, or anybody here lives nearby, give Lord Abba hit Lord Abba up and play some Exceed and Bullet. It'll be a fun time, I assume.
That is like Bullet Exceed, like chess boxing, where you play like, you know, 10 minutes of Bullet, and then every time the round changes, you go over and you take like 5 turns of Exceed, and if you lose either game,
you die in real
out.
life. Oh
yeah, I think that's a cool variant. Oh, what do you think, Marco? Yeah, you play one round of Bullet, and if you survive the round of Bullet, then you go and you play, you know, like 5 turns of Exceed, or 5 strikes or something, and then after 5 strikes, you go back to Bullet, and you play another round, and you keep going until until you crash in one of these 2
I've
games.
already exploited this, Brad. What if I never strike and Exceed, and we just never go back to Bullet?
Your opponent will strike.
What if you have a gentleman's agreement, a gentle person's agreement to just never strike?
Okay, fine. We can play 10 turns or something. You know?
There you go.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Fine. What if you don't strike in Exceed after 10 turns, then you have to go play a game of Millennium Blades. And if you lose the game of Millennium Blades, you have to strike.
If you lose the game of Millennium Blades, you get sent to the Shadow Realm, Brad. Hello? Come on.
Okay.
Sorry, Ben says, Marco, we forgive you for not knowing all of our state abbreviations. I don't even know all your states, so that's fair. I only know Wyoming and New York. I don't even think New York's a state. Is it?
Yeah, New York is a state.
It is also
but
a
it's
city.
also a city.
So New York,
It's the
New
city
York
and
is
the
real.
state. Yeah.
I hate this. So let's end the show here. Everybody, thank you all so much for coming to the Level Up Live show. I'm so happy to be doing these things again. It's kind of like the thing that Brad hired me for all those years ago. If you really think about it, Brad, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's been it has.
It
But,
has been a while.
I mean, it's one of many things. Really, Marco. I hired you because I want you on my team. And whatever you're doing, I know that it'll eventually come to greatness.
Brad Senpai.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm in like the end, like I'm at the final arc of a sports anime, and we finally have this moment. And genuinely, thanks, Brad. And genuinely,
yeah, really. It's like to say for real, like the things that you work on, like turn out well. And I have confidence in that, and I think that's this is the most important thing when you work with people is that that you anticipate greatness, and I do, Marco. I really appreciate everything you do, and it's you continue to impress me with all your work.
Oh, thanks, Brad. But we should probably end the show. I would just like to say that thank you for giving me the opportunity. You've been an amazing friend, an amazing office mate. Continue to expect greatness from me because I look up to you so much. But, let's...
Likewise, Marco, on all counts.
Oh, thanks, Brad. Okay, everybody, thank you all so much. We really appreciate you coming here with your greatness. We really appreciate you being here with us. And we expect greatness from you in your daily life. Continue to be amazing. Continue to play some games. It has been me, your host, Marco DeSantos, also known as the Mechanic Critic, and with me has been the ever amazing, ever wonderful, ever Level Up Live co-host and president of Level 99 Games himself.
That's me, Brad Talton, and I want to say thank you all so much for your support, for joining us, and for being a part of Level 99 Games. We can't wait to share more cool games with you in the near future. Thank you so much, and have a great evening.
Happy gaming, everyone!
Happy gaming.